Hi, Michelle here. I'm filming this little intro, I think about a month after I filmed this video, maybe 3 weeks. I wanted to say that I apologize for the huge delay between the last video I put out and this video. And I wanted to give you a little explanation without doing any kind of, I guess they call it trauma dumping now. I kind of have some health situations going on, and I had kind of a perfect storm of health situations go on. The good news is that I'm starting to feel better, which is really great news. This video is me taking a look at my cabinets literally for the first time in 2 months. I hadn't opened them, I hadn't looked at them, I hadn't touched them. My daughter and my husband were so good to me. They watered my plants the entire time. They're going to watch this, so I want to express my deepest gratitude to them for doing that for me, because I know that's a huge task, especially for my daughter, because she has a lot of plants of her own that she has to water. And to my husband too, because he helps her. It's kind of a mess in my cabinets, and unfortunately, I lost a few. Thankfully, not that many. You know, Hoyas are pretty resilient. I part of my health problem at the time was that I had intense brain fog. Uh, Things that come easy to me were impossible to remember. Unfortunately, one of the things that were impossible to remember were names of my plants, uh, even names of my favorite plants. I'll just go ahead and give you a little spoiler. My collina IR26 kind of kicked the bucket, and not only did I find out that half of it died, I also forgot the name of it. So, so what are you gonna do? So I hope you like this video as I kind of fumble through it. It's a little interesting to take a look. It's kind of a jungle in there. I mean, if you want to look at what a cabinet can do if left on its own accord, or three cabinets. I have two Detolfs and I have one Milsbo. The Detolfs weren't too bad, but the Milsbo was kind of crazy. For the next video, what I'd like to do is to go ahead and record me taking out all the plants and reorganizing them. That's going to take a while because a lot of these plants I have to, they've grown through and up through the wire shelves up to the next shelf above them and grown leaves, along the way. So I'm going to have to kind of detangle, maybe cut, retrellis. So that's kind of my next idea. I did a video for one of my, favorite plants. And if you watch that video, you know that the polyneura is like right up there as one of my favorites. Unfortunately, while I was sick, I had a literal bird's eye view every day of watching leaves yellow and drop off the polyneura and not really being to do anything about it. I watched about 20, maybe 25 leaves yellow and drop off my polyneura. It was in a 5-inch net pot, self-watering pot, and it was hanging. And I thought, well, it's getting watered, maybe once every 2.5 weeks. It's drying out. It must have dry rot. I'm just going to have to take it out and reroot it. But, you know, it's got like 10 stems. You know, they have like 14 leaves on a stem. That's going to be impossible. So I had a minor surgical procedure last Friday. And when I got home, I actually felt well enough that I took that plant. I was like, you know, pardon my language, but screw it. I'm going to do it right now. And I took that Polynura and I took a look at it, and it did have root rot. It was so root bound that I couldn't even squeeze the pond to take out any of the pond. It was super tight. It was just a tight ball, just a solid ball. And it had a solid mass of roots in the reservoir. So what we had to do is we had to actually cut the net pot out of the roots, and we had to leave the bottom. And then we put it in a bigger pot. The reason I'm filming on the beautiful couch and the beautiful stair background is because all the lights are on in my cabinets right now, because we are in Las Vegas, where it's massively hot. I'll put a little blurb on the screen as to what it looked like last month. I was going to film this so that it could come up over the weekend. Unfortunately, our air conditioner went out and it was 110 outside, so it was 100 degrees in our house. So we had to hike it to a hotel for the weekend until our air conditioner got fixed. So that kind of ruined the weekend plans. While I was taking a break from recording, I was watching a couple of Hoya YouTubers that I had not seen before, that I believe were kind of new like I am. And they just blew me away with their knowledge. So I know my place as a 5-year grower. I love the Hoya content that's been coming out, and I hope that you love to watch mine. As always, if you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. If you would like to see other content such as this, I would really appreciate it if you consider subscribing to my channel. And if you have a comment, you know, please put it in the comment section. So onto the video, and I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, for the good or for the bad, here is my first Detolf cabinet. To start off, these are some propagations. This is either hanhiae or something else. I'll put it on the screen. But they are well rooted, thankfully, and they've even grown one little leaf. So that's good. My finlaysonii type actually bloomed, but unfortunately it bloomed for one day and one day only yesterday. And I was at appointments all day and I missed it. So that was a bummer. So I didn't get any videos of it. And here is my microdwarf, and it is just kind of, honestly, you know, it is just kind of, you know, not really growing much, and I know that's my fault. So one thing I like to fix. This is the clemensiorum. It has a runner all the way up here, but it's not growing anything, but it did grow a new one right here, so I'm hoping that it does something. There are some blooms, so just waiting on that. Those are on my, I do believe that is the hanhiae. This is what's left of my ganungading. It's thankfully rooted, so I can repot it. It's just waiting on me. The one thing that's doing well in the cabinet, and that is the elliptica. I potted up some really misshapen leaves, like this one, and one just fell off that was really misshapen, and this one that's falling off right here. And it's grown some nice new beautiful leaves and some nice new runners, so that's good. Down here, this is my merrillii, which is looking good, which has a really big runner, but unfortunately lost some leaves because of my non-watering. This is my very favorite.
1 hour later.
And I can't think of the name. And I apologize, that's because of my brain issues. I'll put it on the screen. But unfortunately, it's starting to look, this leaf looks very, this looks very bad. So I need to get a look at the roots. Those roots just pull out. Look how squishy that root is. So I need to get that taken care of right away. The one good thing about my cabinet is my ovalifolia. It's got a little bloom right there. Then on the fourth shelf, these are cuttings. This is I do believe this is my irina. It's got a peduncle there budding up, and it's got a peduncle back there. This is I'll put it on the screen. It does look like it's rooting. These are some heuschkeliana cuttings and maybe some other cuttings. These are some crassipetiolata cuttings. Why I saved them, I don't know. I don't think there's any interest in them right now, but we'll see. These are some sigillatis cuttings. They're finally rooting. These I'm trying to get to restore so I can have a plant again. This is a multiflora that someone gave me, which was very nice of them. I never had one before. That is my first Detolf. Okay, here is the Milsbo cabinet that I haven't opened or really looked at in 2 months. So here we go. We're gonna open it together. Okay, first off, sorry for the light. I have to be careful because there's a bloom from my Crimson Princess from above there. Okay, the first thing we see is the heuschkeliana. I'm looking at it. Sorry for no light. I had to turn it off.
I do see a little bit of new growth. I don't see anything bad with that, so that's good. Oh, that's good. I turn around to the GPS 7240 behind it, and it's actually blooming. So that one seems to be doing okay. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bloom. It's really beautiful. See if I can get it in focus. I'm kind of doing this one-handed, so I don't know if it's coming in focus. Now is the thomsonii. Doesn't really look like it's doing anything, but it's not doing anything. Maybe a couple of new runners with the H.caudata. Let me back up. Got a couple new runners maybe with the H.caudata. Unfortunately, there it goes. My spartioides was, it did not make it. I did not take care of this plant properly, and it did not survive, so I'm quite sad. I am going to keep the stump and see if I can maybe revive it. So we're going to look behind us. We have a yellow leaf on the, let's see if I can, it's kind of dark back there. There we go. That is I'll have to put it up on screen. This is unfortunately part of the issue I talked about, so I'm not quite 100%, so let's see. We have the cloudy sky behind us, and it looks like it's grown a runner. Looks like it's got a runner and a leaf. And my crassipetiolata is blooming for a second time. Here it is. So that's nice. I guess that one's doing okay. Now we get down on the second shelf where, you know. Okay, this is my H.lacunosa variegated. Beautiful plant. You know, unfortunately, stunted growth. Nothing really wrong, but it's not really growing. Scordatini. Nothing wrong, no growth. This is a finlaysonii type from the bottom shelf. It's grown all the way up here to the top. This is my H.caudata gold. It grew 2 leaves. Kind of got dry after that, so we're hoping to get it going again. Back there is a Nova, I think it's a ghost that my daughter gave me. It's got 2 new leaves, so we're going on that. Now this is my pistolepsis. It's doing good, but I can't really tell how good it's doing because it goes down here and then it goes up here. And I think it ends up here, but I won't pull it out. And then the other one goes up here and goes up here and then hides in here. and it goes inside the caudata, goes through the caudata, and goes behind some more. That's my fault, and I'm not really sure how to fix that, but I gotta fix it now before it really starts getting messed up. This is my hanhiae. I kind of retrellised this on the fly. It's only grown so much with so much attention. This is the A.H. Black Magic. I have it so that not all the leaves are getting so much light now, so I think it's better for the plant. Back there I got some sort of rosita or some sort of plant like that. This one is the leopard. Right there, the waymaniae. Inner variegated. It's finally growing some new leaves, so that's the worst shelf, to be honest with you, that shelf. That shelf kind of made that shelf a nightmare. Then we got the third shelf, which starts with the Tequila Sunrise, which has kind of gotten everywhere. It grew up through the back, it grew up to the second shelf. It's got a peduncle. This is a Dischidia hirsuta. I've been trying to grow it. These are cuttings of my hanhiae because I root rotted it. This is my snow sweet, or however you pronounce it. It's doing really good. The last thing I did before I went AWOL was I cut bamboo trellises and I potted this in a new pot. Then this is a veitchii and a veitchii. It needs to get out of here. It needs to get out of this pond. It hates it. Well, actually, I think it likes it because it produced this leaf back here. It's actually kind of nice. Okay, down to the bottom shelf, and there's not much down here. This is my ever blooming, and look, this is just from like a week and a half. So there's nothing wrong with that plant. This is my Ritzy Borneo. Unfortunately, I broke the stem when I was watering it, and so I had to repot it. And now I gotta look at it and see how it's doing. It's probably not rooting or anything, so there's that. Behind us is the actual finlaysonii type that's been growing up the shelves that you've been seeing for the last 3 shelves. I'm sorry I can't get you in there to see it, but it is jammed in there and I'm gonna have to cut stuff to get it out. But it's very healthy and there's no problems, thankfully. This is a Griffithii. It seems to be doing well. This is my Siloesiana I grew from a bare stick, and thankfully it looks like it's finally starting to produce some leaves again. It looks like it's growing a stem. This is my Fitchii back here, and those leaves, they're looking pale. I don't know if those are yellow, but they're pale. So I'm getting worried about them. Okay, the third and final cabinet is my second Detolf. This is kind of the Detolf with the lowest humidity, so things kind of grow slowest here. And the first Hoya is outside, and this is my Bella alba marginata, and it is really growing quite a lot all the way down this side. So that is growing well. Unfortunately, my linearis did not, it got root rot, and then I tried to reroot it, and it just keeps getting thinner and thinner and thinner. But I'm not gonna give up on it. I'm hoping to revive it. It looks like death, death itself, but I'm not gonna give up on it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open up the cabinet. We're gonna take a look inside. Well, look at my Matilde. This is my Matilde Splash. It's got a little, the plant's doing pretty good. It does bloom every now and then. As you can see, it's got peduncles here, it's got peduncles here. So I'm not too worried about it. It does also have, I do also have a hanhiae variegated. It's in tree fern, sorry, I keep doing this crooked. It's in tree fern fiber right now. It's not really doing the best. It needs love and attention. This is my H.lacunosa. It's just kind of a H.lacunosa. It was sold to me as a H.lacunosa black. I don't sun stress it, but it does turn really dark when I sun stress it. The new leaves are pretty dark. If you can see here, let me get out of the way. This is one of the success stories of this. This is a Wilbur Graves China that my daughter gave me, and it's just really going to town. It's really growing a lot. And this is my irina, which is still growing, and it's still not giving up on me. It's got some stems growing upward, but a lot more that are growing straight down, which looks really beautiful as a hanging plant. Down to the second shelf. Let's get some of these out of the way. Oh, looks like a shelf fell, taking some stuff with it. So I'm gonna have to take that. Looks like it fell onto my, what is this? I'll have to look. I'll have to put it on the screen. I'll put it on the screen. But this plant is doing pretty well. You know, it's growing. It's just kind of hanging in there. This is my regular merrillii, and I've tried to get it in a more visible position, but unfortunately, it's got a whole bunch of tendrils that are tied into the plant next to it and have grown into the plants in the shelf above. So I'm not really going to be able to get into it. It's went through some struggles. First, it had some root rot, and thankfully it recovered. This is my Svetlana, and this is a very slow growing Hoya I've had for about a year and a half. It, as you can see, it has a problem with losing leaves for me. This was resting up against the pot, so it grew deformed, unfortunately, which is, as you can see, it was right here, which is a total bummer. So to say I'm a little upset about that, because that could have been a really great leaf. This is, I think it's a benvergarai. I don't think it's an illegorum. I don't know what happened to my illegorum, or a lagiorum, illegorum. I don't know. I'll have to look up the pronunciation. This is, I do believe it's a rosita. It's just in stasis right now. I'm not really watering it regularly, so it's not growing. This is a H.lacunosa leopard skin, I do believe. It's in some cocoa peat and perlite, and I don't water it regularly, so it's not really been growing, but it does have some new growth right here, so thankfully it is growing a little. This third shelf is some recovered plants. These are all plants that were destined for the dirt bin, but they all recovered, except for this one. This one I got in a trade. This one I haven't really had a chance to do much with. It was not doing well. This is Hoya flagella. At least that's what it was told. It has grown this new growth point and this new leaf since I've got it. So I think it has grown a new leaf, but it has lost some leaves too. So I need to work on that. This is my waymaniae. This is the status of what it is right now. This growth point, and some growth down here. So I don't know if you remember, I don't know if I have a picture of it, but this plant started as two leaves as a free cutting from a very nice plant seller here in town when I bought another plant. I grew it out. It was all sun stressed, very beautiful. It over sun stressed and fell apart. I was able to recover a couple of leaves and restart it, and then it grew out, and then it root rotted, and then I brought the plant back from just a few cuttings, and this is what it is now. This is my, I think this is my species affinity Burtoniae, which actually blooms now. I'll have to show you a picture of the blooms, so that's nice. That started as a very small cutting. I got a mixed plant of regular and variegated waymaniae a long time ago, and then I got a really bad case of mites. So I cut up the plant that didn't have destroyed nodes and am regrowing it, and this is what's left. It's very slow growing. And this is what's currently growing of my crassipetiolata. So that color is natural. That's just the color it comes out as. It's a very nice sized plant. I'm quite happy with it. I don't know what that is. That might be the species affinity Burtoniae. And then this one is the Rosita. I'll have to look for sure, but it has a bloom on it. So it's doing well. This is a Croniae from a Croniae cutting up here. So I just need to reposition it. These are just some miscellaneous cuttings from other plants. This is my Fuwaensis, which is either doing well or giving me fits. It is kind of a all or nothing deal. So right now it's in stasis. This is my Fitchii. It does have a long stem with a peduncle. It grows up. There it is. It doesn't have any leaves on it. And then finally, right back there is my heuschkeliana, the regular one. So that is my cabinet, my Detolf cabinet, as it stands after I haven't looked at it for 2 months.
So that's the end of the video for today. I really hope you enjoyed this this was a pretty different video for me. I debated a lot as to whether or not I should, publish this to YouTube, given the fact that, I was so brain fog, and forgot so many of the names of the plants that I know and love. I had, I had loss of knowledge, and that's, that really takes you down a notch. You know, being ill and not being able to function at full capacity is difficult, but I wanted to go ahead and show you, what happens when you're not able to take care of your plants. Sometimes they really do survive on their own, and sometimes asking your family for help, it doesn't kill them. It doesn't kill your plants, and your family is happy to help. Your friends are happy to help. I hope that you did enjoy this video, that it did, inspire you, or, touch you in some way, or make you feel better about something. And if you do, please give me a thumbs up or a comment below. And until next time, I'll see you then. Thank you so much for staying and watching until the end. I greatly appreciate it. Have a great day. Bye.